Hey kids, welcome to church today. Today we have Rhonda Wilson with us, and she's an international worker from the Philippines. And I thought it would be fun to ask her a few questions about the work that she does in the Philippines. So, hello Rhonda.
Hey.
It's nice to meet you.
Good to be here.
My first question is, how long have you been working in the Philippines?
Altogether, I've been 16 years. Yeah.
How old were you when you felt like, or when you knew that God had called you to do mission work?
Well, I think when I was young, my mom tells me, I said I wanted to be a missionary. I remember a missions conference in my church in Kamloops, British Columbia, growing up, and there was a mission conference, and we had a poster making contest. And I used the hymn, Send the Light, and I had an envelope and a light bulb. And I remember thinking, yeah, that's a cool thing to be able to send the light of Jesus around the world. So I was probably grade 5.
What kind of training or things did you do to become an international worker?
Well, I did go to Bible college for 4 years. I did a 2-year home service in a church in Canada, and then I had a master's degree. I've had a few different seminars and things in between and catching up, and doing emphasis in community development, livelihood projects. Now I'm working with Muslims, so I've had a few different trainings along the way and different focus, but there's other programs and other ways that you can do lots of work overseas. We're actually in the Alliance getting into doing a marketplace ministry. So whatever your thing is, being a nurse, a teacher, an IT person, God can use you in different ways overseas. So there's lots of ways to be part of what God's doing in the kingdom.
Yeah, I was actually just going to say that missionaries do lots of different things. They could be a teacher or a nurse or a pilot or a mechanic. And so what work do you specifically do in the Philippines?
Right now, I'm working with a group of Muslim friends. We have been working on this curriculum called Peace Generation, and it finds common ground between our Muslim neighbors and ourselves. It's kind of a program in this particular curriculum. It also talks about teaching English. I've had my teaching English certificate as well. And so it's networking with Muslims who are peace-loving, who want to find ways that we can find common ground. So that's what I'm doing right now. Here's a picture of me and my friends, also in the Philippines. A lovely group of gals who just have been such encouragement to me.
What are the kids like in the Philippines?
Kids are kids all over the world. Some kids have chores, quite different than Canada. They have to fetch water, firewood. They iron their uniforms. All of them would wear uniforms to go to school. Kids actually are usually from large families. So kids also have responsibilities within their own family to help their younger siblings get to school, or when they get a job, to work for their siblings to have things and opportunities. So, but I found that we enjoy swimming, we like to play. There's this great restaurant called Jollibee. It's like McDonald's in the Philippines. And actually there's some in Canada already too. We love going there and having outings, picnics, and walks along the beach. And kids are kids. And
in one of the videos I saw that you sent me, it said that you had become friends with a family that lived in a cemetery. Can you tell me a little bit more about that and how you came to meet them, or
I didn't actually know where these kids that I got to know on the street, because that's where I got to know they were my neighbors. They'd be on the street kind of running around, and I'd talk to them. And one day my friend Rap was sick, and he asked me to buy him some medicine. So he needed to take it at 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. So I didn't want to give him the medicine, but I gave it to him in the morning, and I said I'd find him at night. But when he didn't come, I just went down the street and asked if people knew this family, and I ended up realizing that he lived in this cemetery. And he actually got much better that day, and I was really grateful, and he's still a friend today. But yeah, the Lord has allowed those kids to grow up in that atmosphere, and in some ways they're understanding the brevity of life. And in fact, of the it was probably 16 years of knowing kids in that neighborhood, there was a big fire, and they actually demolished it, and they've now built an actual subdivision on top of that land now. So my friends still live in that neighborhood, and that family you're talking about that I've known all these years, I talk with them every 6 a.m. on Sunday mornings through Skype, through Zoom. Yeah, actually one of the sisters is now in Spain. One is in a different island in Davao, in the Philippines, called Davao. And the other ones get online, and we chit-chat and make sure we're all doing okay. So good friends that have survived a lot of challenges, and God continues to provide for them. So, yeah.
All right, kids, thanks for joining with us today. And instead of having a question for you to pause and discuss, I would actually just like you to pause and pray for Rhonda and pray for the Philippine people. That's it for today, and I hope you have a great week.